Hello? Yeah. Woo! Woo! Upskirt. Up pants. Started with the bar, coming out of where am I here? Australia, Kangaroo City. I had a picture of a kangaroo in the snow. I haven't had a chance to put it up. I've been gone for a while, and it's been a good thing for the Mormons. Anyway, I'm back. I'm one of the three Nephites. You just can't get rid of me. Anyway, I did get my grandpa and grandma Mercy's parents out of the Philippines. Jesus didn't do a goddamn thing. Never helped buy the ticket. Never went to the Philippine government. Never went to the American embassy. Jesus is asleep at the wheel. He's always been. I just don't believe in invisible magic people anymore. I'm sorry, I don't believe in the Christmas story anymore. Anyway, I drove. Well, I remembered that I was behind the wheel, but you know, at my age, you don't remember driving the whole trip, if you know what I mean. So I went to LAX 3 hours early, and it took them 3 hours to clear customs. We were there in like 9 hours. 9 hours. But I got them, drove them back, and we stopped at the Stratosphere in Las Vegas. Let me tell you something. When you take a 70-year-old man who has never been anywhere except the little tiny town, he'd never been more than 20 or 30 miles from the town he was born in, and take him to the Stratosphere, he was afraid it was going to blow over. Now that's something I have never considered. I gave the Stratosphere a second chance, okay? The first time Mercy and I was there, the damn thing caught on fire, and I had to walk down 16 flights of stairs. No elevators. And, people rushing by me. Let the old bastard burn. We're getting down there, man. So I'm clinging to the wall. Don't leave me. It looked like the Poseidon Adventure upside down. Anyway, we gave them a second chance. Now, when Grandpa and Grandma, they have never seen anything like Las Vegas. And I thought, well, we got to go through Vegas anyway to get back to Kangaroo City and fly out of International Salt Lake Airport. So anyway, we stopped there for a day. And I'll tell you what's cool now. I didn't know this. Fremont Street has been revisited. They put millions, if not billions, back into Fremont Street. That's the original Las Vegas. The Strip came a long time after that. Well, anyway, we went down there, and their eyes are like children, just like children. They go, I can't believe I'm in the United, and this is the United States. Well, it's not really the United States. So anyway, a nice. I'm going to be generous now. A very nice business girl. They can spot people like Grandpa a million miles away. And she had on this little tiny black bathing suit. It's a two-piece, but there was a long distance between both pieces. Anyway, she runs up and she throws her arms and her legs over Grandpa. He knows he's gone to the Celestial Kingdom. Well, they all took a picture of it because she does that for money. I don't know what else she does, but she takes good pictures. So anyway, he sent his friends in the Philippines a picture. I'm in Vegas and I'm very happy. God dang. I just had a ball watching them. He rides in my car and he has no idea. Now he drives, but not a car. And he had no idea the speed limits and no idea how fast we were moving and how big the United States was. And he's been just a fun bowl of jolly laughs. And now I want to get to a serious part here too. You know me, I don't get too serious now and then. When I brought them out of the airport, he said to me, "Thank you." for letting me come to America. I'm not in charge of America. I just happen to do all the paperwork and the money and the flight. And he said, we got a free meal on the airplane. He thought that was a big deal. He has been hungry for 72 years. Let me say that again. Not overnight. I was a Mormon once, and I fasted a day, sometimes 2 days. He had been hungry 72 years. Mostly all he ever ate in his whole life was a hand of rice and some dead fish. They call it, they don't fry it, I can't remember what they call it. Never really had a birthday cake, never had a Christmas, never had a Christmas tree, never had a present, never had a toy. And when he said to me, we got to eat, that was more important than anything that was going on. He's flying on a 777, the most modern and fast airplane in the world, safest right now, coming to America, and rather than talking about the airplane and the flight and everything, he said, I got a meal. It gave me a moment of introspection. I call him Dad sometimes. I call him idiot. You know the Bard. Whatever they're doing, that's their name. Anyway, at the airport there, I told him, I said, you know what? As soon as your feet touch American soil, you have a green card, and you are now a permanent resident of the United States. And as long as I'm alive and breathing, you will never, ever be hungry again. Isn't that the very least I can do as an American for these people? We came to the house finally, and they couldn't believe the food. Full refrigerators, full freezers, kids, money, buying everything. And Grandpa, he doesn't have a job or anything yet, and we're giving him a little money. And he said, I want to buy a banana. And I would like to eat an apple. So I gave him the key to get over to the store, went into a market that they cannot believe how big the markets are, and we're not out of anything. And he came home, and of course I have my security cameras here so I can watch all the family gatherings in the public areas. And I saw him sitting at our table worshiping the banana. Take a little bite, and then he would worship it. These people have made a tremendous impression upon me. And he bought his first American banana. They'd never seen a strawberry, and Grandma started eating the strawberries. And one thing about the Philippines, you don't get seconds. You're lucky if you get first, but you don't get seconds or thirds ever. And when they came in, one of my friends, well, it's not a friend, it was a kangaroo, Jeffrey, went to the refrigerator and he got some ice cream bars. Filipinos love chocolate and ice cream, two things they don't really get in their country. And he walked around the circle of the family giving out the ice creams. Well, Grandma took one, and then he came back about 5 minutes later. She'd already eaten her ice cream, and I could see she was scared. to take another ice cream. First time she probably ever had seconds in her whole life. We were at the hotel and they had a free breakfast, and she got a little bowl of Cheerios, and I watched her, and she ate them. Then the bowl was empty, and I know people. She's still hungry. And I said to Mercy, tell her in her own language she can have more. She just can go over and get as much as she wants. Grandma could not believe it. And like a shy little 2 or 3 year old girl, she went back to the buffet and she filled her cereal bowl with cereal. But she didn't think she was worthy of any more milk. They never have milk in the Philippines. I see them now all the time. My daughters are just all over them. That's their grandparents. And Grandpa took care of Abigail since she was 1 year old because the mother couldn't do it, didn't have any money, and the child was starving to death. And Abigail still eats her bowl right up to her mouth, and every piece of rice or whatever the food is gone. Her bowl is clean. And I said to her once, I said, Abigail, have you ever been hungry? She says, yeah, lots of times. And I said, well, what did you do? And she said, well, Grandpa would push his rice across the table to me. You know what? This is a better man than me. I don't know. I don't know if I could be hungry and push my food with a possibility there won't be any more tomorrow or the next day to a child. It makes me glad I'm an American. It makes me glad I can share. It makes me glad that I did something I think is good. I don't care if you think it's good or not. They came here legally. We've obeyed all of the laws of the United States of American immigration. They are permanent residents with Social Security cards and can get a job, and they're not allowed to ever be on welfare. I have to pay welfare back. If they go get food stamps or they go get cash or whatever, I have to pay it back to the government. Once they're here 5 years, they can become a U.S. citizen. And once they become a U.S. citizen, then they have a right, like you and I do, to the whole welfare system. But for the first 5 years, the Bard buys. The Bard and Mercy buy. I'm thankful to be an American. It's taken us over a year to get them here. And to watch them learn. When I came in today, Grandma finally loosened up and she was laying on the couch watching TV. The Filipinos love cartoons. When they first come into our country, they just watch hours and hours of cartoons. And then last night, Mercy brought me in a couple of tacos. I like tacos. And she says, Grandma made these for you. And really? Grandma made me tacos? This is getting better and better now. This is better than a polygamous wife, because she doesn't cost me anything. And she doesn't give me a hassle with her mouth. So anyway, today I got on the intercom and I said, Grandma, can I get a ham and cheese sandwich? Damn, 2 ham and cheese sandwiches come right through the door. But Jesus, I have died and gone to heaven. When I was in the Philippines, I said to Mercy before she spoke English, I said, could you make me a peanut butter and jelly and ham and cheese sandwich? She said, oh, sure. So she came in and the damn thing was this high. It was a ham and cheese mixed with a peanut butter and jelly. I said, honey, no. They're two separate sandwiches. So Grandma figured that one out today. She didn't repeat. I'm happy. I can die now. Happy. I'm out of the Mormon cult. I know where my money went. I know it went for something good. And I see it. Every day I enjoy that I donated to the humanitarian fund of the Philippines. It's called the BARD Fund. If I could adopt 1,000 kids out of the Philippines right now, I would. I don't have that kind of money, and the kangaroos get very jealous. Please, if you get a chance, lift the burdens of someone else. I'm not totally healthy. In fact, let me tell you, at the Stratosphere, we went up to the top, and they have that bungee jump that you go off. I think it's over 1,000 feet, the bungee jump. But I went up there. It took so long for me to walk from the room to the tower, I couldn't get back. I just didn't have the health to get back that far. So I go over to the policeman there, and I said, hey, policeman there, I need a ride back to my room. And he says, well, why? And I said, well, I'm handicapped. And it took me so long to walk over here, I'm worn out. I need some help here. And last time, this place I stayed at caught fire. I figure you owe me. Go get a wheelchair and a little man that'll push it. And they did. Very kind. The man was bigger than the little man I asked for, but anyway, and you know what? I was pissed off when they said they were talking, and I could hear them talking about the BARD. And they go, well, we're going to need a jumbo wheelchair. Jumbo? I thought jumbo was a piece of French fish, shrimp. Jumbo shrimp, but no, it's jumbo BARD. So they had to get the big wheelchair. Well, I could have got Marie Osmond right in there beside me. I don't know. Well, or on my lap, whichever. So anyway, I just want to report to you that I am back. There's many things that have gone on in the Mormon Church since I've left. I'm certainly going to report them in the next few days, but I've been a busy soul. I've been a busy soul. I've got people that, you know, I was afraid they might be lining up for the bathrooms. No, they're not. Everything is fine. And they can get all the food they want out of the fridge anytime they want. One thing I've learned with taking in hungry people is you don't put them on a time schedule, and you let them take food up to their room, because they may hide it for a while because they don't think they're going to ever get any more. So I do want to close with, again, my testimony that there is no Jesus. I don't believe in magic, invisible people. Jesus took my money with the Mormon Church for 50 years. I never got any pleasure, any excitement, joy, fun, anything out of donating that money. They never told me where it went, and they said Jesus wanted it that way. And so when they started building malls and buying Florida and some of the other shenanigans, I began to ask some questions. And I've learned. I got them out of the Philippines. I followed the rules. It was my money. It wasn't in Jesus inspiring me. I read the immigration laws. I had to call immigration. I had to call Orrin Hatch. Orrin Hatch, I think, helped us finally untangle their visas over there. So I do want to bear my testimony that when we say the prayer over the food, which we don't a lot, because we all eat at different times, we don't gather to eat. That's just the way I am. You're hungry, you eat. You gotta go to the bathroom, you eat. You don't wait for the rest of the group to come to the bathroom. I insist that if they pray, they thank their mother for the work that she's done, and their father, and their grandchildren, and their grandmothers. Don't ever thank Jesus for shit. He's never done a thing for me. He's never done a thing for my family. If you like invisible magic people, I don't care. That's okay. That's okay. But you know what? It's also okay that I don't have to, I don't want to, and you don't have to warn me. If God cannot speak for himself, how powerful is that God? If God has you as the ambassador, he's got the bottom of the barrel for diplomats. If there's a God, he can show himself, and he can speak. If I'm divinely made from God, I'm a piece of God, I'm his son, and he won't show once in 70 years, he won't speak to me once in 70 years, screw him. I don't want to be with that kind of a father. I don't want that kind of a God. I don't need a God. I am my own God. I work for what I need. I don't lie. I don't cheat. I don't steal. And I try to lift the burdens of other people. Not because Jesus will give me points. I don't want his points. I don't want his churches. I don't want his liars, cheaters, and thieves, and prophets that are bonging up and down on 14-year-olds and hating the gays, hating the blacks, hating ERA, hating polygamy. I don't hate. I don't have any hate. So I don't make a good Mormon. So anyway, pay me, lay me, and hail me, oh God, hear the words of my mouth, which there's no God to hear them, but I can say that. And don't slit my throat, Mormons. Don't cut out my heart and don't cut out my guts, because I'm supposed to stay secret about the name as the second token of the Melchizedek priesthood, the patriarchal grip, or sure sign of the nail, health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins and sinews, power in the priesthood be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. I'll be back on. This bar is now gone.